Okay, we are back. Okay, so we were just dealing with my favorite apocalypse world problem, which is not having enough of stuff. Um, I think I want to cut back to. I think I want to cut back to Andrew to Wolf, and because I think I'm interested to see, like, once they come out and they see this like large crowd with I'm like, Lockheed didn't make it in, did you? So like this is the thing that they encounter once they're like heading out from their like brief like meeting with, is that like as you start making your way back through town.
Yeah, from talking to Jakabaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these people aren't wearing ribbons around their neck, are they?
None of them that you can see, no.
Yeah, so I think she's a little bit like overwhelmed, probably, and like keeps her distance, basically,
Yeah.
and like sees all these people, and it's just like that's too many people. I'm not dealing with that. Um, so instead, she's going to keep poking her head in doorways, and just like asking where Bean's place is.
Cool. I think you probably got the information that that it's the compound up the hill.
Okay.
Um, I
Well,
think
then we can
that's.
skip that step, and instead, what
But
she's going
I
to
think
do.
as you like kind of are like kind of clocking where that is, I do think you see someone headed that direction. I think you probably recognize Toyota from when you were in the bar previously.
Okay.
Very like very comely young person. Yeah, they are like hurriedly heading up this like like broken asphalt way up a pretty steep hill. Like this is nestled into the like valley into a valley at the bottom of these hills. So like the road has to really do some switchbacks to get anywhere.
Mm.
So by the time has done a couple of the switchbacks, you can't see where it continues for the trees.
Yeah. So I think she'll follow this person, but just kind of like casually. She's not like stalking them. Um, and what she's really on the lookout for is uh, a place that will let her get a clean shot at this compound.
Cool. Do you have any moves for finding a clean like?
I mean,
I
I was thinking I could like read a situation, I guess, to try
It's
to,
not charged yet. This isn't
but
charged. Yeah.
yeah,
All
like
right. What kind of thing would you expect to be finding? Because one thing is there's a water tower, right? Like if you just rather than going up the hill, the water
could just
tower
be
would
on the
give
water
you
tower.
line of sight to everything.
Yeah, because I
But
just want to be able to like look down into this compound because I assume it's got like a wall around it, but it's a bunch of buildings, not just like one big building.
yep, I think you can probably judge that like the water tower would let you see it from a distance, but like it would be a hell of a shot to try and make it from that distance. Um, it would be very difficult to make the shot from there, but it would be the one like from the top of the water tower you could potentially make a shot at anything in this area,
Yeah.
right? Whereas I think if you do a little bit of scouting out, you kind of work out that the compound is not at the top of the hill, right?
Mm.
So it would be possible to get above the compound in the hill. It's just that then there would be some trees interfering and things like that, and more importantly, it would be a lot easier to spot you from your position.
Right. I think I still have to chance it though. I think getting the better shot is what she would prioritize. So yeah, she like follows this person along the road and like
Cool. Yep.
just gets
And
like a
so it's
little
not.
scope of the place, and then it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go up the hill.
Yep.
And just
Cool.
starts trudging up.
Just surrounded by, like, I don't know if, yeah, you are old enough. Yeah, like there are so many sheep bones here, like rams with big horns and things like that, but just like a lot of looks like whole herds just were defoliated. As you're, it's like that's the crunching under your foot as you're trying to move through this like scorched thing, and then that sound is kind of like a little bit cut through with the sound of like Toyota being frustrated, like, no, I've got business and it needs to happen now. And a much, yeah, a masculine voice saying something very much playfully and aggressively,
All right,
like
change of
it's low enough that you
plans.
don't hear it.
Change of plans. She turns around and like walks over to this interaction.
Toyota tries to push Rolf Ball back, uh, and but like doesn't have the like footing, and so just kind of like pushes herself back off of him. And he steps forward into it, and is like, "I can let you in. Let me show you. Allow me to be a gracious host." And she's like he's offering her what she wants, but it requires him being way too close to her like personal space.
Yeah,
Rolf
so
Ball, Rolf Ball is yeah, probably coming up on 150 kilos, and yeah, very, very hirsute gentleman, wearing mostly just body armor.
yeah, so she gets close-ish to this situation, and if they don't notice her, eventually she makes her presence known by just like racking her shotgun, like just like a
Yeah, and like both of them freeze. Both of them, like they're caught up in their thing enough that it's not until that happens. Um, Toyota like looks and sees a person with a gun and is like fucking terrified, like big fear. Clearly thinks that you're associated with Rolf Ball. Rolf Ball is frozen and not facing you.
and so she just says, "Come here, little pup."
Toyota like takes a moment to work out that that's her, and like steps back slowly, and like makes it so that she's closer to you than Rolf Ball, and no
But
closer.
not close, yeah. Um, and so once this has happened, she says to Rolf Ball, "Big man, you're going to let us in, and my friend's going to conduct their business. If they need an escort, it can be me. Why not?"
Rolf Ball starts to make a move to pull something.
Yeah. So, gun is now pointed at his face.
Okay, so do you come around so that it's still so that you're at the side of him? Cool. All right, sweet. Yeah. Then he like pulls the thing out and drops it. It's a just a like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Pistol.
Yeah, it's a pistol. I have a specific. in Generation Zero, the fake name of it is a Merla, but I don't know what the real name of the gun is. But like it's quite a small pistol, right? It's a small handgun. And he like throws that to the sun and is like, easy now. Obviously, you're new around here, and I would love to help you with whatever you need. A misunderstanding. The young lady and I go way back. Just having a little joke.
I don't like jokes.
Very much understandable for someone who is as well equipped as you are. You clearly don't need to. Let me get the door. Goes up
yeah,
and
do that.
Yeah, like stepping back and like goes and like deals with goes and like unlocks a big like bicycle lock on the gate into the thing, and is like, can I? Is there anyone? Would you? I'm
going to help my friend do their business, and then I might have some.
Great. Should I can come in and help. I can.
You can shut the fuck up and stay right here.
Can shut the fuck up. I can absolutely do that. I'm great at. I'm gonna.
Also, you can back up 3 paces, and she just like walks him back into the wall, reaches down to where his gun is, picks it up, takes out the magazine, clears the round that was in the chamber, and then just like pockets those and throws the empty gun back on the ground.
Thank you for shutting up.
Safer this way.
Cool, wonderful.
And then she just kind of like looks to Toyota and just says, "Lead the way, kid."
Toyota's like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, and she heads in, and like it takes her a second to kind of work out, like to remember what she would do, because she's like out of like her pattern's been interrupted. But yeah, she heads in, and then like bangs on a large water container type thing that makes like a pretty big echoing noise, and just calls out for Kettle. Kettle, I've got some business. Have you got any kind of food? And like it takes, you hear like rustling off in the distance. Do you do anything in the time when it's clear that someone's like making their way there?
Yeah, she is no longer brandishing a shotgun. It's
cool.
Back under her coat.
Sweet. Cool. Excellent.
And she's just like standing like to the side and behind Toyota.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's I had to look it up. It's a Walter PPK is the gun that I was thinking of.
Oh, the classic James Bond, yeah.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah, a flamingo of a man, in that he is gangly, dressed in a flowing, like a very stained flowing silk shirt, a pair of like cotton like suit slacks, like would be part of a 3-piece suit, and then a paisley necktie emerges. He's got creatively shaped facial hair, the kind of thing where like you can't curl a mustache, so you shave the curl into it.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and he's and yeah, he comes out as carrying a like a small carton, like the sort of thing that you would. Small's not the right idea, but like he's using both arms to carry a carton of some of foodstuffs, packages and cans and things. And he's like, "Yeah, I heard something happening. Hello, you. How are you doing, Toyota? This must be your new friend." And Toyota's like, "Yeah, sorry, I didn't get your name."
Wolf.
Okay, like the puppy dog.
Big puppy dog. Yeah.
Yeah. This is my friend. And this is my lovely guard dog. And we're here to do business. I've got Jingle, and we need as much food as you can get get right away. And yeah, he's well. I've got this is what I can do for our usual price. And there's a moment where like something crosses Toyota's face, where it's like where she's like looks at you and looks at Kettle and then decides not to speak for a second.
What's the usual price?
So Kettle's like, I've got 2 Jingle. Cartons all we normally get.
Well, go on then. And she just like nods towards Toyota, like, give her the shit.
Yeah, and so she throws it so that then like so that Kettle has to like lean down, put the cardboard box down to go and get the stuff, and Toyota goes over and grabs it.
So before Kettle can grab it, she's already got her hand on it to like help him out. Like she's like, "Oh, I'll get that for you."
Yeah, cool, wonderful, and yeah, Kettle's like, and like frozen.
And she just says, "Go on home, little pup."
Cool. All right. You definitely hear Rolf Ball move outside.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get there. I got other business.
Sweet,
and so she just walks into Kettle's house, room, whatever, and just like hand on his chest, pushes him in.
This would have been a couple of like small homes that were quite close to each other, and then they've been like, what's the not Australian word for a cement block? They've been cement blocked up between them.
Like a cinder block?
Yeah, cinder block, yes. I live in dealing with too many.
Hey, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been cinder blocked up between them to make them into one compound. And yeah, you go in. There's more paper in here than you've ever seen. Like it's and like a lot of it is has clearly been like reused several times by someone. Like it seems like when he runs out of paper, he gets lime wash and like lime washes the paper.
Oh, interesting.
To then like be able to like use it again. So there's like crinkly, hard bits of paper everywhere. And a lot of imitation of of like you've seen ruined office buildings, and so there's a lot of like cargo cult imitation of what an office building might have looked like before everything went bad.
Yeah, like legal boxes or filing cabinets or
these filing cabinets is exactly the thing I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. A lot of like way too many telephones, and things like that. Like yeah.
And so she pushes the payment into his chest and just says, "You probably want to count this, don't you?"
I will need to record it in the ledger. Yes. Need to make sure that it's all there. Just due diligence. Obviously, I trust your friend. I wouldn't think that they were lying. That would not be a thing that
If
I
it were
trust.
me, I'd want to count it.
Okay, all right. Goes and gets a gets a like a big refillable felt tip marker type thing, and one of these like pieces of
Crinkly
like
paper.
limed up paper, and then opens up one of the boxes, one of the like cigar boxes of stuff, and like has a little bin, and he starts like, and he's saying 1, 2, 3, 5,
And Wolf is like
9.
watching this as if it is some like foreign ritual to her. She's like, okay, this is counting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's him saying things, right? It's
Yeah.
a chant. It's some kind of religious chant.
And he's like writing stuff down, and she,
Yeah.
she knows what writing is, and so she's not like totally ignorant, but she's just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what this means in this context for these people. And so she like watches him work for a little bit.
I think everyone except Wolf would know that the things he is writing down, like this is all a performance, right? Like he hasn't gone and got the proper things he would normally use for keeping a log. He's just trying to appease the person with a gun.
And so she kind of like waits for him to run out of steam on this activity.
Yeah. I think at some point, like it's very clear that like his brain goes, I don't know what comes next. Like he goes 99, 1, 2.
And she's just like,
Right.
yeah, okay. So you're done. That's it. That's what you do. You write it down.
Have to write it all down. We have to have records. It's important to have records for these sorts of things. Otherwise, you don't know who owes who what. And then what would the world be?
And she just nods.
And then you hear from somewhere else. Have you encountered? Yes, that fucker who showed up at Lockheed's place. Is like calls out and says and like, Bean, I need you here. And Bean's like,
Kettle, I need you here.
Kettle, I need you here. Bean and Kettle is like,
yeah, sorry. No. See, I gotta fuck up your hands. And she like pulls out a knife.
You help! He just starts screaming bloody murder and runs, like tries to like escape to the other side.
She's just gonna like pin him to whatever surface is available.
Sounds like you're going aggros or seizing his hands by force.
Yes, he's seizing by force, hands.
There needs to be a roll here for that.
Yeah. No, I think it's probably the second one.
Yeah.
I think it's about securing control of this fella and his poor digits.
Where is seized by force in this book?
And so I will roll and pray for a success. Okay, I got an 8. Could be
all right, sick. Battle moves. Seized by force. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find it in the list.
Yeah, it's in battle moves for 2nd edition.
That's right. So it is no longer basic. It is battle.
So your options are choose 2. You inflict terrible harm. You suffer little harm. You take definite and undeniable control of it. You impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy.
I think it's got to be the last 2. I take definite and undeniable control of it, as in she like fully ruins this guy's hands, and that it is scary and upsetting to anyone present because it's horrifying.
Cool.
messy.
Excellent. That sounds legit. I think in the process, Rolf Ball manages to like because you're like trying to get at this little fucker that's trying to get away. I think Rolf Ball manages to get a bit of a drop on you. The gun's unloaded, so it is a melee weapon.
So he's just trying to
so
club me with it.
He's
yeah, well, I'm armored.
cool. So you just ignore it?
So he's just banging on like a plate that he didn't know was there, maybe. So he thought he'd get a good hit in.
Yep.
And then she turns, just like spattered in blood, the super bloody hand with the super bloody knife in it. She just like turns around to look at Rolf Ball.
Cool. So there's Rolf Ball there with his like empty Walter. And there is a 14-year-old, 15-year-old with a rifle, but clearly not sure, like holding it like a newbie.
Yeah, so she keeps her attention on Rolf Ball, and just has like gotten a little bit of distance now, so they're squared off. Or maybe they're still kind of tangled up. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they can square off. Yeah.
And she just says, I could give you some bullets for that.
I mean, Kettle is still like screaming. Is there an intention you want from this? Are you?
Yeah, the implication is that she's going to shoot him if he doesn't back
in. Right, cool. All right, sweet. That's go aggro.
Give you the bullets pointy end first.
Yeah, exactly. At high
rate of speed.
Yeah. I have autism.
No, it's okay, Ash. Sorry. It was very flatly delivered.
It's a good line.
It just was a funny thing to say, so I went for it.
It's a good line.
I mean, yeah, I will go aggro on this dude. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck to everyone involved. Okay, I get an 8 again, which I believe for go aggro puts most of it in your court. On a 7 and 9, you can choose one of the above. So you can either force my hand and suck it up or cave and do what I want if you so choose. But also you can get the hell out of my way, barricade yourself securely in, or give me something that you think I want, or tell me what I want to hear. Or you can back off calmly, hands where I can see them.
What's your demand?
Yeah, she's like, I could give you some bullets for that, or you could get the fuck out of my way.
Cool. Looks over your shoulder at something, and and given that context, grabs the like teenager and is like, okay, we're getting out of the scary person's way.
Yeah, and she just like very brusquely chucks her knife into the floor so that it just like embeds in the floor, covered in this guy's blood. Kicks over a filing cabinet and then walks out of the compound.
Kettle is just weeping. You leave. Yeah. Sick. All right.
Another job well done.
Absolutely. You can go get the rest of your payment.
Yeah, she gives Rolf Ball his bullets back, just like tosses them over her shoulder as she's leaving. So they're like, several meters down the road from the compound or whatever. Yeah.
You hear Rolf Ball, thank you. Cool. Awesome. Let's see. What happened? Where did Lockheed get to with the crowd?
Yeah, I think Lockheed makes their way into Saf's place like at whatever pace is available. I don't think I'm waiting in line. I don't think anyone's like waiting in line, right? This feels really jostly.
Yeah, it is. It's not a queue. It's a
yeah,
a mob.
And eventually, there's the opportunity to like be inside, be part of the crush. I really loved Josh's like nightclub vibe of like pressing against people and those natural currents that happen in a nightclub of like heading to the bar and to the dance, and how like if you can join the current just right, you like flow or surf through the crowd to land at these like landmarks. Yeah, and I think like everyone, right? Like there's also that little thing in Lockheed's mind as well, which is like, okay, this is probably not as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be, but also if it is, I should probably eat.
Yeah, I mean the food that's being served is not as big as it usually is.
Yeah.
But I think Saf, was there anything you wanted to get out of GAMS? Did you like, because you're muted.
You're muted. Sorry, Josh.
Sorry, I did the double mute. That's not going to be super helpful.
I've been there.
No, I think at this point, I mean, I think Saf is really just wondering what GAMS is doing here. I think getting the charm laid on him, and also getting the jingle, the barter, is probably a little more curious about what's going on, because I think it sounds like he's under a little bit of a daze. So I don't know that he necessarily has all of his wits about him, but still probably suspects that GAMS is here for a reason.
Cool. I think I'm going to give you a thing, Josh. Sometime in it, like, I think you probably spot Lockheed, and I would love it if at some point in this conversation with either Lockheed, or if there's a point at which we think, I think I would love it if you would use the phrase "never sleeps."
Okay. True.
But I think Lockheed, you spot Saf once you've got your definitely cut down portion.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's like, this place is loud because of the. Oh, actually, sorry, Saf. Where do I find you in your place? Are you behind the bar? Are you out in the crowd as part of the crush? Where do I catch you?
I'm pretty sure this would be. I mean, would this still be mid conversation with GAMS, or has that conversation concluded?
I think this is. It's this after, like, you definitely had a conversation with GAMS. You don't entirely. You're like, what actually was? What were we talking about? Like, it's like you walked into the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Right, like that thing where you like walk into another room and you're like, what was I here for?
What did I come here for? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably. I would think at this point, if you caught me, with all of these people here, I'm probably still around the bar, kind of like doing a mix of schmoozing, and then occasionally like serving a drink, more for flourish than for efficiency.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the staff is not thrilled with the lack of help, but also like they're getting paid the same whether they get the food out super fast or not, so they're not super stressed about it, and neither am I.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah, I think it would just be around the bar.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cool. I think I bump into you, and I approach you, and I have this like for want of a better word, like this plate in my hand, and I like give you an eyebrow raise, and I'm like, don't tell me it's true, Saf. Don't tell me you're running out back here.
Bullshit never sleeps. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. So I think it just still kind of trumming around. So it's good to see you back here. What brings you here?
Well, but one thing I was gonna ask you about, and Lockheed absolutely was not going to, but now will. I was gonna ask you about this cryptic fucking phrase that everyone seems to be saying now. Did I miss a meeting or something? What's with this never sleeps shit? You're doing it. Wolf's doing it.
Saf, you have no memory of even saying it in that.
I was
conversation.
gonna say, like, it doesn't look like anything to me. Saying what never sleeps. Who are you? Do you need a nap? It's a little crowded in here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I really want to like have this like whispered private conversation with you, but I think like I'm almost having to shout. Like I'm on that threshold of like the voice having to shout. I Saf, I'm dealing a lot here with Wolf coming back, bringing a whole lot of new attitude on me. I really don't need you two teaming up to like play stupid pranks on me.
And Saf just it stops. It's like basically kind of mid schmooze gesture or whatever, and just stops and like fully turns to Lockheed and is like, "What the hell are you talking about? What? Why would I? What would I do that? Who are you? Do I like? And I'm sorry, just to outside of I don't. Do I actually know Wolf yet? We made eye contact, right? And there's some history. Okay, I was trying to remember the past history part. Okay.
Sorry, no, you know Lockheed and you know Wolf a little bit. So Lockheed, because like Lockheed helps you out with like keeping machinery running, things like that, right? Like there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen that needs Lockheed's help.
Wolf and Saf have like been introduced, I think.
Yeah.
Like she would have made a point to like make her name known or whatever. So
yeah,
it wouldn't be like a total blank spot. Yeah.
Yeah, both of your history questions at the start were like, "This is the impression I have of you." Questions, not like we did a thing together, we achieved a thing. Questions,
right?
We did.
Yeah, so I'm just saying. So it wouldn't be reasonable. I don't even. I've barely had a conversation with Wolf. Why would I? Are you okay? Are you sure you don't need a nap or something? You seem a little off.
I will say that I'm charged here. Are you reading me?
As soon as you like got into that space, I was like, yeah, that's charged.
Yeah. Are you getting your sharp on and trying to read me here? Otherwise,
I think. I want experience too.
That's the way you play the game.
Yeah, you do.
It's a way to play the game.
Okay, so weird. My weird as the Maestro D. Is it per character or is it per class? Is there like a way that
it's I'll let Ash describe this one. Yeah.
let's have a look at your character sheet and like have a look at your moves. So the playbook moves that you have are everybody eats, even that guy,
Right.
and you call
And then
this
you
hot.
call this hot.
So you can. So neither of these are about being weird. But you still have access to opening your brain to the psychic maelstrom. You can just be like, you can get in touch with your intuition, with the ghosts of the world that like pervade everything. And I'm interested in, like, it is interesting to me what that looks like for different people. So like, for instance, um uh when Andrew was doing it the first time, when Wolf was doing it the first time, it was sniffing the air and just trying,
Right.
and like we've talked about the sense of like being able to just kind of like follow a trail. For Lockheed, it was like using their antenna to like check parts, make sure that they're working and like what their function is and things like that. And as they were doing that, they could just kind of like zoned out into this other space and had this not vision.
Right.
So like it's very different for different people, but it's your ability to just tune into the thing that is more than a person.
Okay. Sure. So I think in this case, like, because I think this is a very detailed look, like the kind of, and I'm trying to, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble navigating all of the things. I could have sworn that we had a conversation about an eye.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
you had a
Yeah.
you have an eye. Yep.
Yeah.
prosthetic eye.
And
Right?
so
that
yeah,
makes sense for opening your brain.
yeah. So I feel like this is a detailed, like, feels like time is slowing almost to like a stop, where I like I've known Lockheed long enough that like this seems serious, or it seems like something is off. Something is off enough
Yeah.
that this is worth paying attention to. That I'm not. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So it's sort of this like things slow down, and it feels like the, zooming in on, noting the. I feel like hearing the different tension in sound, like somehow it becomes visible. It would be like a sort of synesthesia of being able to see elements of stress or honesty or dishonesty or whatnot, but it almost displays as a kind of like a ripple through so you can like see to a certain extent that like does something is not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Roll weird. Okay. All right. Interesting. An impression. Nothing. Hints and feelings. The first thing that you realize is that you have to push so hard for this because you're like, oh wait, I'm drunk. You haven't had anything to drink, but you're like, I'm like, this is hard because I am drunk right now. I think that's the first thing that you kind of have to like push through to try and work out what your like what
Right.
is your friend like up against it. You're like, that's why I'm having trouble understanding what he's talking about, and why what they're talking about, and why I'm having trouble understanding them is because like they're sober, I'm drunk, we're not on the same. But I think the other bit that you like once you push into it, is you're focused really carefully on Lockheed. And the thing that and you're like, whoa, they like got really weirdly kind of like shadowy, but then you realize that actually no, like a cloud has passed in front of the sun and the whole room has gotten dark. But something in Lockheed's eyes tells you that that's very important for some reason. And you see Lockheed. I don't think Lockheed actually does this, but you see Lockheed like slump a shoulder and slump a hip.
Okay. Does that? I'm guessing that's is that happening at the same time as Lockheed is doing? Is amping up a little bit? It sounds like those may be some. Yeah. Did you have a? I didn't know if it sounded like there was a role you were getting ready to do, but or was that the case?
No, I was kind of
couldn't
pushing in the same direction, right? Getting
tell.
weird
Okay.
about things.
Right.
Because like I don't have in the best way, I don't have a good move for like
But you're drunk, you didn't drink anything. There's a cloud or something shadowing the sun. In some way, Lockheed Lockheed is related to that.
Okay. So I think after sort of getting that sense of things, I just like I lean into tuning things down a little. I put a hand on Lockheed's shoulder and I'm like, okay. Just why don't you start from the beginning? Tell me, lays on a little bit of the charm. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, and I love the request, and like having to put this thing that is just like unsettling and has been at the edges unsettling into a coherent narrative to express for you is enough that like that it like feels silly for Lockheed to be talking about it. And I'm just like I probably start and I'm like I start, I unpack, Wolf came back. Things have changed with I don't really know what's going on, but I get this feeling that like her back's against the wall in this way that like concerns me because Wolf is not particularly like Wolf's hard to trust because she's so like volatile, also destructive, self and others in equal measure, and like I kind of pull that out to you, and then I'm like, and this like sleeps thing, what, and like trying to put this into a coherent narrative, like it's just like, look, forget I said anything about it, just mention it. Well, it's this like phrase. If you get anything about it, let your crew know that, like, to bring it to me, and they know I'm good for it. And I think like this is me, I think, trying to trigger the move of like when you offer to pay stuff to get a thing. Like I'm let me find it's in the bottom somewhere. Bottom. Yeah. When you make it known that you want a thing and you drop some barter to speed it on its way, roll plus barter spend. And so I think I'm like, yeah, like let them know I'm good for it. And I have heaps because I'm the thing, and that's the awesome thing about me. So I think I like. I'm trying to think of what I would have that is small enough and expensive enough to do this with you. No, I think
might have some of the stuff that was in the box from.
I think what I would love to do if this is cool is I love the idea that because I'm such an anchored character, because I have like the workshop and stuff, that I am kind of known for being good for this. And so I like do I have a thing, or do I think I like pull out from one of my pockets on my chest a circuit board, and it's like, you know, fried and janked and whatever, and I snap it in half and hand it to you, and this is like equivalent to like a promissory note or like a dollar note thing, and I'm like, yeah, like I know these boards, I know they came from me. If someone brings this back to me, I'll pay him up for it. And so yeah, I think this is the equivalent of like handing you 2 barter.
Okay. I think.
So I think Lockheed is making you move here. So I think we should probably roll for that.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So I just roll plus that 2 that I've spent, and I've taken it off my sheet. I figure
Okay.
it's on yours now, I guess. That's a weird interaction. Oh shoot! Big numbers.
Yeah,
that's a 12.
That's a lot. That's a lot on a 2d6.
On a 10, yeah, on a 10 plus, it'll come to you with no strings attached. So,
okay. All right. I don't think it's going to go onto Josh's sheet because Josh is going to pass it forward to. Saf is going to pass it forward to whoever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Are you?
Presumably, as in, like the question, Saf, are you gonna?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I would say like, I think you give me the rundown, and I just like, I take the board and I'm like, obviously I know what to do with this, and then I like start to look at, and then I look back up and I like, are you two fucking?
Me and Wolf, is that the question?
Is that what this is about? Is that?
God, what a great question! Because now I have to answer a bunch of stuff about like how am I with that, and is that a thing?
Infinitive?
Yeah. And is that a like this now says a bunch about the community, and like, is this a thing of scarcity? Like, is
I feel like there's I'll behind the scenes I'm thinking 2 things. One is like, I do feel like this is a certain amount of like knowing where the ties are and how the ties are, that is just part of how Saf figures out how to maintain and be aware of relationships, right? So there is some of that. I think there also is this element of trying to understand what the darkness is, what the sort of shift in posture is meant to represent in the eye. And so it's like, I think Saf is trying to figure out like, can I tease out what is it that's being hidden from me right now, and why?
Cool.
So like, is Lockheed just like trying to be like, oh well, give me some information on this person who you're totally like pulling a trick on me with, and like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So like, what is it that is? So I think that's where that's coming from.
That's really cool. All right, that's so the answer is Lockheed looks at you, and like, you see genuine like hurt in their eyes. Lockheed says, I don't know, brother. I have the feeling someone's getting fucked here, and I don't know if it's going to be me. And yeah, it's a real like bid for connection here, right? Like this sentence hangs in this noisy place there's a lot of people around bumping into Lockheed, and they are just like locked eyes on.
Yeah, I think yeah, Saf is like Saf has been here for a while. They do, you know, and has this history with Lockheed. I think that it's not that frequently that it's not often that Lockheed would like change tone and get to this level of earnestness, right? And Saf gets that. And I think gets the impression then that whatever this sort of darkness, you know, the dark cloud that's passed over, it's not Lockheed, though it might affect Lockheed as well, right? So I think what see, I have, you know what? No. I think I'd like take the board and I hand it back. I'm like, it sounds like you're moving away. Don't worry, I'll take care of this one. And yeah, tries to just like sort of reciprocate a bit of that connection. This does mean that I will have to have that conversation with somebody else at some point, but I would rather them come to me for whatever it is they're looking for than to go to you for some potential issue.
Yeah. I want to get some too, and people that they wanted some hot stuff. So I'm gonna try a thing. I like physically reach out and grab you by the arm and like a little bit harder, and I'll say yeah, Saf, sort this out for me. Get to the bottom of it if you can. I'm sure that whatever Wolf's tied up in, whatever this is about, is you know, going to affect all of us here. And it's a straight lie to you, right? I'm just trying to get your head in the game. I'm just trying to give you stakes.
Yeah.
I could not care less about you or your bar or like how it affects you. I just want to find out what's happening with me and someone I care about.
Yeah. And I think yeah, Saf's okay with that. Is not necessarily, I think, is more concerned about trying to make that okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're welcome to what this is, but yeah, I so like seduce or manipulate. The thing that I was shooting for those who care about system here is if I roll 7 to 9 or even a 10 plus, I can be like, hey, if you do the thing that I'm asking you to do, you get to mark experience, which is like real good, and maybe it even like gives you, you know, that's a benefit for you, and I'm really excited about that. I didn't. I rolled a 6.
No reason for you to follow along.
I was gonna say, so yeah, it sounds like then I get that, and it's like at that point the intent is clearer. I get that at this point you've kind of crossed into that like, why are you trying to make it about, you're trying to do a me?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Yeah. And so it's it's so yeah, so I just kind of like look at you and I'm like, sure. Like
I think it's interesting because I think this is the bit where you're like, oh, I'm sober again now.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think at this point, yeah, the head is a little clearer, and I'm like, yeah,
Cool.
Don't worry. I'll find out. I think the board. Yeah, I guess at that point the board, which I had like pushed back, and you like took my hand, and so do I just take it back then? And I'm just like, all right, then I guess
On
we will
second thought,
pass
I'll
this
keep
on.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will pass this on and make the figure out what's
Cool.
happening.
So I think you have one more thing I want to check in with for this. Wolf, do you go straight to collect your payment?
Yeah.
Cool. So I think you rock up, like bang on the door, and you hear someone. You hear someone like you hear violence come to a quick end inside, like someone stops hitting someone, and then fucking Tao is at the door. It's like, is it done then? Is he dead?
I'm here to collect payment. Yeah.
All right. He like looks over his shoulder to check the thing's okay, and then like opens the door and is like, "It's here for you." Jakabaka is like walking away from and cleaning blood off of a fist, and walking away from. I don't think you recognize this, but like I think the audience might. So, actually, no, we haven't seen this person on screen yet. Walking away from a person who has a bunch of like, I don't know if you would call it like ritual scarification, but like very much like intentionally cut scars, cheeks down like top and bottom of the cheekbone, down the temple, and like things that should be the fucking like cutting a scar right down along next to the what's the vein?
Aorta.
The aorta in the neck.
They're paralleling lethal cuts.
I'm so sorry, but I do have to step in here as the
the heart,
professional. Yeah, aorta is the major artery that comes off the top of the heart or the superior part of the heart. This is the jugular.
Jugular,
right,
thank you.
Jugular vein, and specifically the external jugular is the one that you can.
Yeah, so there's two like matching scars going down of like someone going very very close to a very dangerous thing and not. And this person has probably got now some new scars from just having had the shit beaten out of them, and some kind of half-built contraption and some tools in front of them, and Jakabaka like kicks it as he's walking past.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I already knew this guy sucks, but it's nice. It's nice of them to show me.
Yep.
So yeah, she like walks back to exactly where that pile was of the good stuff, and if it's still there, she'll start scooping it into her bag.
I didn't think Jakaba says all yours.
Glad it's still here.
It's been a busy day.
So he won't be able to count anymore. That's what you wanted, right?
As long as he can't count.
And it was fucking messy. And she just like holds up a hand that still like has dried blood on it and stuff. And very public, just like you wanted.
Wonderful. I think he goes over to Wish's pile, just grabs something, like grabs a random thing and like throws that onto your little pile of stuff. It's like,
little bonus.
You had one, you took one as early payment, and you would have gotten one on return. You're now getting two on return.
Right, so I get a total of 3.
Yep.
Cool. And I will just hand one back to the house as being payment for my lifestyle, Ash, if that
Yep.
is fair. Just to
Yep.
we'll just kind of elide that.
Yep. And we'll have to do it again next session. So.
Yep. And so yeah, she's like collecting all of this stuff. And there was something more I wanted to say to this guy. Oh yeah. I didn't say who I was working for, but I think they'll know it was you. And if they come back on me, you're gonna help me out?
Oh.
Public and messy puts my neck on the line, you see. It's nice to know that if I do good work, that work is appreciated.
Yeah, I think it's like, I think Jakobak is like, gestures over to, like, so inside here there are, again, I don't know what the non-Australian word for demountable is.
That's not one I can piece together.
Like the little buildings that you like can put on the back of a truck and then take to an office to like a work site, and you can use it as like the work site office.
Oh yeah, like a little trailer or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabin.
Yeah. So there's a couple. So like the far end of this building is a bunch of those. And porter cabin. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the Australian word again?
Demountable.
As
Oh,
in you
like
can
you can
demount
detach
it
it
from
You can
the
demount it.
So it can be
okay.
mounted and demounted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fun.
Cool.
And I think I think he like looks over there and says, "There's a bed for you if you want it."
I don't shit where I eat. And she's like got all this stuff in her bag and stands up.
He's like, fair enough.
I just don't want to die over some bullshit job.
I think he's like, we got work for you. If you need a place to stay, let us know. No one's going to touch you for this.
Yeah, and she just like looks down at the person that Jakobaka just beat the crap out of. It's just like, okay, the irony is not lost on her. And she just says, "Good, because I'd kill them and then I'd come kill you." And she just like walks out the door.
Yeah, and like he's not a witty and quick, sharp man, so he's got nothing to say to that. And I think that's the end of the scene. I think that's for the day. Sick. All right. Well then, we should do our history. Who knows who better or worse?
Super easy. Saf, you know me better. You know that I care about this person, and you know that that they're not a good person to care about, or like they're certainly like a difficult person to care about. So,
Okay.
maybe better. You can add 1 to your history with me.
That kicks me into a +4, so I reset that to a 0 and get an experience, right?
Reset it to +1.
+1.
Oh, +1. Okay.
It's 0 if you go under, +1 if you go over, and that is a silly thing that you have to remember the difference, and that's not on you.
And because when you go into the negatives, it's at -3 that you reset, but it's at +4 that you reset. So 4 steps in both directions, but yeah, it's numbers suck for this kind of thing.
Okay, and then that means I'm supposed to there's a secret that you learn about Saf, right?
Other way around.
Or the other way
because
around.
you know Lockheed better.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If Sydney wants to play along with that special
Yeah,
rule.
I do want to play along with that special rule. I think the secret that I will give you is that as the savvy head Lockheed has much more cared about like things than people, about like equipment and stuff, and that people are kind of interesting in that how they get to things. But you've seen that Wolf like just carries guns. Like, I am interested in Wolf for reasons other than things, and that is a very, very rare state of being for me.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Who knows Saf better or worse?
Yeah, I think I would reciprocate that. I think obviously there's a lot of, the Maestro D is doing the work to keep the peace, is keeping a bit is you don't know how much of it is just for show, right? Because there's always gears turning in the background, but I think Lockheed was able to see like that there is some genuine concern to, like, Saf wants to take care of the people who he has known for a while and who are part of that space, even if he fucked up there at the end and maybe lost some of that connection, that the intention in the heart is still there.
Thank you.
Cool. And Wolf, you were the lone wolf this round.
Yeah, so Sydney, you're at -1 with me now.
I'm at. Oh, you're telling me to, right? I'm at 0 with you now, but I will step down to 0 with you.
I was checking where you were at, but yeah, go down to -1.
Oh,
Okay.
The more you chase her, the further away she's gonna get. For now, anyways.
Yep, I've been there. Didn't stop me last time. Won't stop me this time.
Some people just love the chase. Some people love the pursuit. But,
don't you understand, Andrew? I can fix her.
You can fix her voice box.
Oh, that's the most savvy head relationship approach I ever had. That's amazing. I love it.
But yes, also
Cool.
Thank you for tying yourself to my sinking, burning, exploding ship of a character.
Yeah.
Offered and received.
All of my sound is disappeared.
I love it. Cool. All right. Well, I think we can do some sign-offs then. I think what is the date? So I won't be here next week. So we will. However, if y'all want to do a thing separately, let me know and I can organize it. But otherwise, it's my birthday and I'm going to be off having a party. So, does Josh have audio issues? Can't hear.
212, Josh.
Yeah, my sound just died again. Like it reconnected for a second and then it died.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah, we can still hear you fine the whole time. Yeah, you weren't interrupted for us, but
okay, that's awkward.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah. While we're doing that, everyone else can do their sign-offs.
Yeah.
Let's start with Sydney.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how you doing, Josh? No.
Nope.
I got enough. I trust that things are. Yeah. Great timing. Computer. Well played. I hope it's time for me to do my sign off. Okay, cool. I'm Josh. You can find me at twitch.tv/Intelligame or on Blue Sky at Wallstormer or Intelligame. Streaming, I'm not going to be probably streaming regularly the next couple weeks because I'm moving, but I'll still be here in Portland, but excited for next session.
Cool. All right, now Sydney can go.
G'day, I have been Sydney and will hopefully continue to be Sydney in the future. You can find my work at waxwings.com.au. Anything else interesting happening with me in the next little bit? Nah, I'll talk to you soon about stuff that's coming up, but I don't want to put too much anticipation on it.
Cool. Sounds good. Andrew?
And I'm Andrew Gillis. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Andrew Gillis. You can buy my game Girl by Moonlight and play it. It is about tragic magical girls. It's a Forged in the Dark game. I have a 2-player game that I have finished my kind of initial prototype for. So at some point in the next few months, hopefully I'll have like a open playtest for that. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for. It is a game about people trapped in a time loop by their own histories. And it is played out as prose writing and soliloquies.
That's super cool.
Is it my autobiography?
So it's a weird
one. Cool. I've been Ash. I've been your GM for today. You can find me on Blue Sky at a CGIAC, ACEGIAK, or you can find my stuff on CGIAC.net. And I don't normally talk about my day job, but I'm really excited about Generation Zero has an update coming out soon. I don't think we've said the specific date, but it is coming out soon. And so if Swedish teenagers fighting big military robots in 1980s Swedish countryside sounds like your jam, now is a good time to like get in and play through the story content, especially because we're going to have a big update that wraps up the narrative and like finishes the story. So I'm very excited for that. So now's a good time to jump on that. Other than that, it's been lovely. This has been an excellent session. I've had a great time, and we will see you I'll see you in 2 weeks. This crew might see you next week. We'll find out. Until then, we'll catch you later. Bye.
See ya.